So the feds are suing the state of California over some recent bills that were passed. Now earlier, the governor Jerry Brown and the attorney general Javier Becerra, whatever I don't know how you say his name, but anyway, they had a press conference and they responded to Jeff Sessions' claims, and I wanted to take a few minutes to respond to their responses.
There are some difficulties with the kind of problems we have in America with immigration, but we ought to work together. Work
together? It's funny, the governor says he wants to work together, because anyone who reads the bill that he signed would know that that just isn't true. The governor doesn't want to work together with anyone. In fact, if we go to the text of the bill he signed, the text reads, "The Attorney General, by October 1st, 2018, in consultation with the appropriate stakeholders, shall publish model policies limiting assistance with immigration enforcement to the fullest extent possible." So if you wanted to work together to solve problems, why would you sign a bill that limits your assistance with other agencies?
And we will continue to stand up for our police and our sheriffs.
Now, it's funny they say that they want to stand up for our police and sheriffs. Well, those entities don't exactly want to stand with the government of California.
The Trump administration says that AB 450, a law that protects Californians' privacy at the workplace, prevents ICE from carrying out its investigations at work sites. That's not true. AB 450 clearly allows employers to cooperate with ICE. AB 450 clearly allows employers to cooperate with ICE.
Okay, that right there is an absolute lie. That is just not true. Allows employers to cooperate with ICE? And it's funny he says that because the bill does the exact opposite. If we look at the summary of the bill, it reads, "The bill would prohibit an employer or other person acting on the employer's behalf from providing voluntary consent to an immigration enforcement agent." So the Attorney General just said just a blatant lie about what his bill said. Now, if I were to get pulled over and the police officer wanted to search my vehicle, if he didn't have probable cause, he would need a search warrant in order to search the vehicle, because that's my constitutional right against illegal searches and seizures. But I also have the right to allow the officer to search my vehicle if I choose. Now, what this bill does is it removes the right that I have over my own property. So essentially, it requires a warrant to allow the police officer to search my vehicle. So it removes the consent that I can give over my own property.
It simply requires that before immigration enforcement agents enter certain areas of the workplace, they first present employers with documents.
You know, it's funny. Am I the only one who recognizes the irony behind that statement? So you're going to require documents to be presented before the ICE agents can do their job. Documents, really? So if I were the feds and I wanted to get in and look for something, all I would have to do is just walk in there and declare my presence and undocumented search, and then I could pretty much do whatever I wanted to without a warrant then. If going by California's rules, right?
By coercing us to try to do what they want us to do. That is not a good public safety technique to try to coerce us to do what they want us to do. In California, we don't confuse coercion with cooperation.
Now it's true that coercion and cooperation are two very different things. It's implied that he is willing to cooperate but not be coerced. But it's funny because that's exactly what these laws do. They coerce, they forbid, they prohibit law enforcement, and they also prohibit employers from cooperating, as in like voluntarily, out of their willingness to work with ICE agents. And instead, it coerces them to sit on the sidelines. So yes, maybe they do understand the difference between coercion and cooperation, but unfortunately, the California government has the habit of implementing the former rather than the latter.